Coach, we are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On first down, Wilson. Over the middle, and it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the second round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State. Over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On second down, here's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. David Irving. Breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
Come on, in and out, come on, tempo. Ready for one word. Be ready for one word. 12.
On third down, Wilson. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. A second down throw for Prescott. And that is incomplete here.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third down, it's Prescott. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Returnable for Lockett. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now Wilson on second down. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanell. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. Penny, a first down carry. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And credit the tackle to Cliff Averill.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And that's incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And that takes us from second to third down.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
14.
On third down, Wilson. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon on for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Austin. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They were forced to punt last time. Now I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. After the interception, here's Wilson. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Play action. It's Wilson rolling to his right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Bruce Carter with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Now Austin. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Chargers out to an early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And now running right through it. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
26.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Get out.
Prescott looks to throw on first. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. On the counter, Elliott. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
We keep talking about the impact that hybrid players have had on the NFL, those guys who can do multiple things. I think Cam Chancellor fits that perfectly. Is he a safety? Is he a linebacker? No, he's a football player.
And they love him in Seattle. He's been there ever since he came in the league in 2010.
Swing.
Prescott from the gun on third. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
Let's go. Let's finish now. Swing. Swing to the field. Right. To the right.
Running with Elliott. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
14.
On 2nd down, Wilson. They'll lock him to the ground over the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Wilson to lock it there for the Seahawk 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Keep working, baby. Keep working, fellas. Three down. Hey, check. Time. Move the team.
Here's a give to Penny. Now the ball comes loose. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now Wilson looking to throw on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Wilson now 7 of 10 here in this 1st half, and he's got a 1st and 10. A handoff to Penny. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Wilson to throw on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sean Lee leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless 1st half. back to CenturyLink Field after this. The Seahawks on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 14.
Front left, front left. Right, 380.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
There we go. 47. We go 47.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
46. 46.
Prescott from the gun. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Byron Maxwell. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. To throw on 2nd down, Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson, and that is incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Let's go. Let's finish now.
They start on the ground with Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Hustle, hustle. Here we go, 46. Here you go. 26.
Prescott on first down. And this one caught by Beasley. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Good.
Second down, Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, Prescott. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here we go, get that. Let's go, get out, get out. Hey. Four down. Here we go, 47. 26.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Second and goal from the 1. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try and burn some clock with a sneak. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Dak Prescott, as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's doing.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter three. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, out in Los Angeles, they're in the second quarter now. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. On the run, this is Jackson. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Prescott now on second down. Over the middle, a connection to Hearns. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Dak finding the former Jag Hearns for the Dallas first down. They go play action here on first down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. Finding room to the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
That's awesome.
Now Prescott. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he's brought down. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Second and goal from the 6 this time. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. Here's Elliott. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a gain of 5, but still a decent ways from the end zone now on 4th and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Rashad Penny, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. He gets it to Brown. Complete. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Wilson now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Penny. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, But I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Janikowski good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Barkevius Mingo in that time on the tackle.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Barthema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll give to Elliott. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Prescott now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Nazaire Jones there on the tackle. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Get out, get out.
A second down throw for Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on third. Third and long for Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's brought down. First down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Come on, tempo.
Now Wilson on second down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And the Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Jansen, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing here, Prescott. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Prescott now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Here we go, 46, 46. Stick down, check, stick down. Check 52. Watch 83, watch 83. Hey, 47.
Now Prescott. He sets to fire deep. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
Back to throw. And Dixon over the middle. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for Dallas, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Seattle, so long, everybody.